Welcome to this Climate Lab tutorial. In this video, we'll be illustrating proper technique for measuring tree diameter at breast height and estimating tree height. You will need data sheets, a diameter tape, a 2-meter pole, labeling materials, and a GPS. This is a diameter at breast height, or DBH tape, used to measure tree diameters. A tree's diameter varies greatly depending on where you measure it. Breast height, 1.4 meters, is a standardized height that is commonly used in forestry and botany studies. Before going into the field, mark 1.4 meters on the classroom wall or chalkboard. Have each of your students determine where 1.4 meters falls on them for reference in the field. At your field site, we suggest selecting 10 trees of 2 common species to measure as part of this study. Feel free to consult with scientists at Manomet to determine which species you may want to study. Your trees should be located near your transects. Feel free to select trees of various sizes, but avoid selecting trees with multiple trunks. Take note of any abnormalities you observe on your data sheets. In the future, these notes could be very helpful in relocating trees if labels fall off. Speaking of which, be sure to flag, label, and GPS each tree you select. Write down all data on a properly filled out data sheet. Take care in filling out your sheet completely to include the location, latitude and longitude, date, and species you're working with. To measure the DBH of a tree, simply wrap the tape around the tree 1.4 meters from the ground. The tape calculates the diameter of the tree, even though you're really measuring the circumference. Where does the 0 on the tape fall? To the nearest tenth of a centimeter. This tree has a DBH of 22.9 centimeters. This tree has a DBH of 38.5 centimeters. Next, we will estimate tree height. You will need a pole or stick that's exactly 2 meters tall. Place some bright flagging at the tip of the stick for improved visibility. Have one person stand next to the tree holding the pole perpendicular to the ground. All others should stand at least 15 meters away from the trunk of the tree so they can see the bottom and top of the 2-meter stick as well as the top of the tree. Then, each person in the group should hold a stick or pencil at arm's length, such that the exposed portion is the same height as the 2-meter pole. Each person can then stack sticks at 2-meter increments until they reach the top of the tree. Students in the group may estimate slightly different numbers, but try to get the best consensus of the tree's height to the nearest meter. Since tree height in DBH is unlikely to change significantly over the course of a month or two, it is not necessary to measure these variables more than once a year. Thus, you can measure all trees at once, or split up the measurements between your first and second trips to the field site.